Israel's Prime Minister be pardoned for corruption?
Cigars and champagne, who the hell cares about that?
Israeli Premier Benjamin Netanyahu has asked for a pardon. Not for his sake, he says, but for the good of the country.
מדינת ישראל ניצבת מול אתגרים כבירים ולצידם הזדמנויות אדירות. כדי להדוף את האיומים, כדי לממש את ההזדמנויות, נדרשת אחדות לאומית. המשך המשפט קורע אותנו מבפנים, מעורר מחלקות הזאת, מעצים שסעים.
Netanyahu is facing charges for allegedly giving out political favors in exchange for gifts and good media coverage. Lasting over 5 years so far, his trial has divided much of Israeli society. Many saw his attempt to weaken Israel's judicial system as an effort to avoid facing justice himself.
So he has been trying in the last year to destroy the judicial system. It doesn't happen fast enough for him, so now he's approaching the president.
He continued more than 2 years because he wanted not to go to court.
Although Netanyahu has continued to attend court hearings throughout the war, many of these have been shortened or postponed at his request. After signing a ceasefire in October, US President Donald Trump got involved.
Mr. President, why don't you give him a pardon?
Trump sent a letter to Israel's President Isaac Herzog to formally ask for one, and Netanyahu later did the same. But while pardons usually follow in remorse, admission of guilt, or plans to resign, he skipped those parts. Instead, Netanyahu called the charges a political witch hunt that was disrupting his duties as prime minister. The letter was also unusual because Netanyahu's trial is still ongoing. It's kind of hard to pardon someone who hasn't actually been convicted. It's basically asking to stop the trial before you've been found guilty. This is only once in Israel's history because of sensitive security details, and both men still resigned from their posts. Still, Herzog's office is considering what it called an extraordinary request. The president may choose to grant a pardon if Netanyahu agrees to certain conditions, like establishing a state inquiry into the failures that led to the October 7th attacks, ending his plans to overhaul the judicial and media system, or even stepping down from his post as prime minister. But another concern is what might happen if it isn't granted. US President Trump reportedly placed tariffs on Brazil because it's prosecuting former President Jair Bolsonaro for attempting a coup. He's also sanctioned senior officials at the International Criminal Court for filing arrest warrants against Israeli officials. Israeli Minister Idit Silman suggested that without a pardon, Trump may intervene by sanctioning senior Israeli justice officials. Public opinion is fairly divided, at around 40% in favor and against a pardon. Netanyahu's Likud party is still the expected frontrunner in next year's elections, and despite his many controversies, he's still clearly unwilling to step down. So, will Netanyahu figure a way out of court and into a new cabinet next year? Or has Israel's public simply run out of patience?